guys, kia ora, kia ora, kia ora, whakalofa lahi atu, and welcome back to this week's IG Live. I'm so excited to get into today's question, which is, how can I be more productive? And I love this question, and I feel like it comes off the back of my post yesterday. I posted about productivity and shame guilt, which is such a thing. And I had a lot of this, especially going full-time and so extra, being your own boss. You literally, set your day up. You kind of don't have somebody to have to check in with. When you're working like a 9 to 5, you have to be there at a certain time and do this certain amount of work and all the things. But when you're your own boss, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? And a lot of the times, I felt like, I wasn't doing enough. I could do more. I could do better. I'd go to sleep at night and be like, damn, I didn't do enough. And it's so real. And I've talked to so many, and normally it's like high achievers, right? You want to do big, amazing things in the world, that have this problem that you always feel like you're not doing enough. And one thing that really helped me was asking myself, like, are you doing the best you can? Are you doing the best that you can, Leash? Because if it's yes, then having that self-compassion, well done. Celebrating yourself for all the things that you did do and not all the things that you didn't do. But then on the other flip side, if it's no, which I did a poll on my stories yesterday, and I had quite a few people say like they actually didn't do enough, and they knew that they couldn't do more for whatever reason, right? So if it's no, then these are the things and these are the tools and techniques I'm kind of going to share with you that I literally use in my life to get shit done. And I think will really, really help you as well. Also, add in the comments if you do have any extras that really, really help you with what you're doing. But the first thing is to write out everything that you want to do and that you need to do, right? So I literally was just doing this before. I just write it out. Every single thing, everything that's in your mind, just get it out on paper. And a lot of the times we have so much going on in our head, like our to-do list, all these, thoughts and things and all the stuff that we need to do, right? And it just gets all like mumbo jumbo, mumbled up in your head. And it really helps to get it out on paper and to just get really clear on what it is that you need to do, because most of the time you get so overwhelmed, you just do nothing. You know that you have so much shit to do that you do nothing and you get nothing done. So get really clear on what it is that you need to do, write it all down. And also breaking down, like if you have big tasks to do, like events, I was looking at like our skate event, right? And it's like this big task, and it's like, I'm just going to break it down into smaller tasks, right? And another thing that my coaches actually gave me was they taught me was the time matrix. So if you don't know what the time matrix is, I recommend to go and look it up, because the time matrix really helps you prioritize, what's important, what's not important, what's urgent, what's not urgent. So in the time matrix, it's like 4 different grids. And you put into each box like the urgency, like if it's urgent, not urgent, important, not important, and sorry, excuse me, I just had coffee. And the urgent and important stuff, you will need to look up the time matrix to kind of understand what I'm talking about. But once you do, you'll get it. So the urgent and important stuff are the things that you do now, right? They're urgent, they're important. And also a little tip I have for doing stuff now is anything that takes less than 2 minutes, just do it straight away. Instead of adding it to your to-do list, just do it straight away. And one thing that I always put on my to-do list was if I had to make phone calls, right? If I had to make phone calls to someone, about put that on the to-do list to do later. But phone calls take less than 2 minutes. So just search up the number, call, make your inquiry or whatever it is, and that's just getting it out done right. So anything less than 2 minutes, just do it straight away. And then the non-urgent and important things are things that you're going to be scheduling. So what I do is I literally just go into my calendar and then I plan out, all the things. And I only do 1 to 3 tasks per day. So not overwhelming yourself with too much stuff, because usually when there's overwhelm, we just don't do anything at all. It's just too much, too many things. So setting yourself up just for 1 to 3 things per day, tasks per day. And normally what I notice is I'll, yourself best, right? But go by how you know how you work, right? When do you have the most energy? Do you have more energy at the start of the week? So you'll be putting up, 3 tasks per day at the start, and then during the end of the week, it's just 1 task, just getting one thing done, right? So really knowing yourself and having that realistic expectations of yourself and the realistic standards of yourself as well. Also, when you schedule stuff, batch similar tasks together. So for example, for me, I was just batching before podcast. So if I have similar tasks that I need to be done, put all the podcasts in one day, because then your brain power is all on that same thing. You're thinking about the same thing. You're not chopping and changing into podcasts, then groceries, then kids, then work, then, all these other things, just having that one theme. And that's the same for tasks that are in the same place. So a lot of the time I'd have say if it's grocery days, I need to go to pick up my groceries, and I know I'm going that way. So when I'm there, I'm going to go into Kmart because I need to get something. I'll get my coffee. I'll go to the post shop. So bundling all of that up because it's all in the same place. So really making the most out of your time and making the most out of your time, being more efficient in what you're doing. And then you have the non-important and urgent tasks. So these are things that you want to delegate. Wow. Things you want to delegate. So you can delegate this I delegate it to Met. So delegating it to your partner. Can you do these few things, or to family members, or to, you might want to outsource and pay somebody to do these things. So these are all the things that you want to delegate and clear up time for you. And then you have the not important and not urgent things. And these are things you just want to delete. They're not important, they're not urgent, you just want to get rid of them. Usually they're the stuff where we just kind of make it look like we're busy, just all the fluff and stuff, the distractions. So these are things you just want to get rid of altogether. And then, so you've scheduled everything out into your dates and times and whatever, just 1 to 3 things. And if you do find you finish that one thing, or you finish those 3 things in the day, and you feel like you have more energy, then you can go on to the next day and start doing those things as well. And then you'll be ahead of your days. So then maybe some days there might be a day where you just really feel like doing nothing. You really feel like you need to take some rest or take a break. Then you're kind of ahead of your days anyway, so you don't really have that shame and guilt that kind of comes up. Also, when you go into your day, so you've scheduled everything out. I know on Monday I've got these 3 tasks to do. I go into Monday, and then you want to, when you go into Monday, what I do is I set a timer. So you're in your schedule, you'll kind of block out time. So make sure you've got, the right time blocks and stuff. You have the right energy and all that kind of stuff. But when you go into it, I just put on a timer. You know what? I'm going to do 20 minutes of this, see what I can do in 20 minutes, put the timer on, set it for 20 minutes, go hard in the paint, do as much as you can, go hard out in it. And then when the timer goes off, it's cool. I'll go for a break. Or if the timer goes off and you're in your mojo, keep going, and then keep repeating that. Put the timer on, do your work, do your mahi, go on break if you feel like after the timer, and then go back and rinse and repeat and do it all over again. Also, going into, the days when you schedule stuff, eliminate those distractions. So firstly, what are your distractions? Get clear on what your distractions are in the first place. Mine a lot of the time is my phone. So firstly, I already don't have my notifications on in my phone because they distract me so much. So I don't have my notifications on, but if I am going to do a task, to do something, I'll leave my phone in another room. I'll turn it on do not disturb. You can turn your Wi-Fi off. You can, go into the room alone so that you're not distracted by, I don't know if it's your kids or something like that, ask your partner, I just need 20 minutes of alone time. I'm going to go in the room, keep them out, let me do my thing and get shit done. So I feel like a lot of this, like you've got to set your environment up. You've got to set your environment up to get shit done. So do what you need to do to set your environment up. No multitasking. I feel like multitasking kind of throws you off into doing certain things. So try and not, don't multitask. Saying no to extra things as well. Like how many times has maybe your boss asked you to do, extra things at work, or your family members asked you to do extra things, or all the things. It's like saying no, because like we already just put out a whole list of, all the things that you need to do. So you don't want to add to that with stuff that you don't have time to do in the first place. So really prioritizing yourself and what you need to do, and just saying no to all the extras. Practicing mindfulness and being present in the moment. So actually being there when you're getting into stuff, getting into it and being in the moment, and really practicing the mindfulness and being present in the moment. And then also this, like, I feel like there's so much more we can talk about this, because it's a lot of like, your routines, your habits, organization plays a huge part in all of it as well, which I definitely feel like I could talk more about, because there are so many good books and so many good tools and techniques that I do know around setting up good routines and daily habits, and good habits and breaking bad habits and all the things. But I think also we do need to have a sense of self-compassion. Like I said at the start, we don't have enough compassion for ourselves. Like, we're doing the best that we can. And if you do find that you are doing the best that you can, checking in with yourself, some days you might be like, oh, do I need to rest? And you need to rest. Like, rest is being productive as well, because you could just keep trying to go burn yourself out and then have a whole bunch of days off. Or if you just rest one day, then the next day you're going to get so much more shit done. You're going to get closer to your goals and dreams and all the things, right? So sometimes you do need to prioritize rest and take rest to be productive. Celebrate your wins, big or small, whatever it is. Getting out of bed some days is a huge win. Having a shower, brushing your teeth, all the things. Celebrate the small things. Every win, celebrate the things you do, as opposed to, really dwelling on all the things that you didn't do that day. But I think overall, like, yourself best. Really see, how much you can do. If at the moment you're literally doing nothing, then just one thing. What's one thing that I can do better? And then kind of stack it on and keep on going. But that's basically it for this week's IG Live. That's it for this week's IG Live. If you do want to get more about this, let me know in the comments. I can totally talk more about habits and routines and all the things. But I really feel like this shit right here will really, really help you, get shit done, get closer to your goals and dreams. It's literally what I do to get shit done. And I was literally doing it now. This is the time matrix I was talking about. It's a bit messy, but that's just how I be. Anyways, thank you so much for listening and watching. Thanks for being here. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys next week on next week's IG Live. Ka kite, koe kia.